Imagine you wake up every morning, like you feel good, you eat well, you eat whatever you want, no restrictions, no guilt, you just eat for the lifestyle that works for you and you feel great about it. But that's not possible because everywhere you see on the internet, everywhere you go, you hear don't eat this, eat that, don't do this, do that, and sometimes it gets so much, it feels so overwhelming, it feels like a burden. Here they'll tell you, oh, carbs are bad, oh, carbs are good, oh, protein is good, oh, protein is bad. Like, it's exhausting. Nobody seems to agree with the other person, and it seems like every advice you hear on the internet is contradicting each other. Exhausting, right? But what if I told you that eating healthy doesn't have to be a hassle? Like, you don't need to struggle to know what to eat, how to eat. You don't need to feel guilt. You don't need to feel stressed all the time just because you want to eat, just because you want to fuel your body. Let's talk about it today. We'll talk about what and how to eat, how to fuel your body right, to build strength, to improve your metabolism, and also debunk all the myths, all the toxic talks about food and about eating that's affecting your relationship with food. Hi guys, my name is Blossom and I'm here to make sure that you never settle for a life that is less than what you deserve. So today we're going to talk about food, not from a place of dieting, not from a place of judgment, not from a place of restriction, but from a place of self-love, a place of nourishment, and from a place of balance. So chapter 1, let's talk about the guilt around food. So the first thing I want us to talk about is judgment, because a lot of people feel guilty for eating. They feel guilty because they ate this amount of calories today. They feel guilty for, eating the amount of food they ate today. They just feel with guilt over something as, normal and as basic and as natural as eating. And it shouldn't be so, because you need to eat to survive. So if you are not eating like you should, or you feel guilt every time you eat, there's something wrong and it should be dealt with. For example, if you feel overweight, you might feel like every bite you take is being judged. Trust me, I've been there. If you're underweight, people will assume you don't eat enough when you actually try your best to eat enough, but you don't even know why. You just seem to never gain weight. And now whenever you eat, you feel like people are judging you, feel like people are looking at you, like all eyes are on you, and it shouldn't be that way. If you struggle with eating disorders, for example, you may feel like food is the enemy, food is your enemy, which shouldn't be so, because why would food be your enemy when you need food to survive, when eating is a natural and human thing to do? Even animals eat, so eating is normal. Eating was designed by God for us to do. So being riddled with guilt and with shame just because you ate too little or you ate too much is not normal, and you should have a healthy relationship with food, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Because eating is not bad, food is not the enemy, and you deserve to eat without guilt and without shame. For example, even Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, he spoke about how he had to relearn his relationship with food after years of professional bodybuilding. He had to go from extreme bulking and cutting cycles to just eating what made him feel good and what made him, perform well. And that's what we all need. That's the point of this video, to find what works for us, to be able to eat without shame. Chapter 2, I need you to stop overthinking it, because a lot of people think that they need to find the perfect diet plan to lose weight. And that's one of the most toxic things I've ever heard. Because what do you mean you need to completely cut off some of your favorite foods? You need to cut off stuff you eat. You need to, just because you want to lose weight, just because, you want to look better, then you now actually want to go through the extreme method. Where has that ever worked? Never. That has never worked. Practice more of mindful eating, but don't obsess over your food, because the moment you start to obsess over what you eat and how you eat, then it becomes a problem. Then it develops into something that is not supposed to even develop into. So that's why overthinking, thinking about what am I going to eat, thinking about how many calories you eat a day, thinking about this, thinking about that is the worst thing that you can do for yourself. And you should make sure that you never enter into that tunnel or into that cycle or into that trap of overthinking what to eat or how to eat. And I'm also going to strike a balance here and say that doesn't mean that you shouldn't eat well, you shouldn't make an effort to eat well. It simply means that you shouldn't obsess over eating, you shouldn't obsess over what to eat, you should obsess over calories, you shouldn't obsess over certain basic things, but you can definitely have a much more mindful approach towards eating. And another advice I want to give is that once you start working out, when you move from a place of not loving yourself, not taking of yourself, not working out, not putting effort into yourself, and you move into a place where you start working out, you start exercising, you start putting love into yourself by taking care of yourself, trust me, a lot of things are going to shift for you. You're going to automatically want to eat better and want to do better for yourself when you start proving to yourself that you actually love yourself and you're tired of the cycle that you've been in, a cycle of not eating well, a cycle of not doing what you ought to do. Is really, really going to help. Note that this doesn't apply to everybody. Some people really deal with eating disorders and that's an extreme case, but this applies to a majority of people moving from a place where you are like slumming and you're not taking care of yourself, a place of lack of self-love, and moving to a place where you're intentionally by yourself, you want to take care of yourself and you want to do better for yourself. It really helps you, that mindset shift helps you to be able to easily transform into a person who is much more mindful of what they put into themselves because they love themselves, not out of a place of, not out of a toxic place or an obsessive place or a harmful place. For example, if you start going to the gym, chances are that you're going to crave more protein because you want to cover those gym pains that are not a joke. So there's a high chance that you'll crave more protein because you want to recover, because your body will want that for you, and then you would automatically start looking to eat more protein. Another example is that you feel you want to eat more whole foods because you notice that when you eat more whole foods and less junk food, your energy levels will increase. And because you are now coming from a place of loving yourself, of taking care of yourself, it is something that you would automatically want for yourself. And at some point, junk food won't appeal to you anymore. The desire to eat junk food would reduce, and you would find yourself wanting to eat better food because you're now coming from a place of loving yourself and you're living a toxic cycle of being obsessed with food and chasing after calories and hoping you eat 1,200 calories, which is absolutely unhealthy, by the way, and you become better and better through this. And like I always say, it's about progress, it's not about perfection. So try to do something better every day, try to be better every day, just try to make it progress each day. For example, you could choose not to take that drink that you don't need that day, or you could choose not to take that extra snack, or you could choose not to take that extra portion of food that you don't need because you already know that you are full, and like you respect your body by not going above what is required for your body. So chapter 3, should you follow a diet? Now this is very important, and dieting is almost a taboo word now in the gym world. It's more or less like a taboo word, like people don't want to talk about it anymore because of how much toxicity comes with it. Like in fact, dieting is now what shall not be named, so we're going to call it a D word. So should you, the D word, we'll talk about that now. Now, first of all, if you want to follow a structured eating plan because it helps you to plan better and to eat better, that's great. As long as it's not toxic, it's not coming from a place of toxicity or a place of obsession or a harmful place. You just want to follow a timetable. Perhaps this timetable tells you what to eat, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night, so you can get your healthy food in, so you can get the amount of protein that you need in, or the amount of carbohydrate that you need in. Something healthy like that. If you want to follow a diet like that, it's absolutely fine, it's absolutely allowed, and it makes sense. It becomes a problem when you're following a diet based on the fact that you want to eat 200 calories in a day, then that's toxic and that's not right. Because when you start forcing yourself into a restrictive diet because you think you have to, then there's a problem there, because you shouldn't do that. Eating should be part of loving yourself, because it's a natural thing to do and it's normal. God created us to eat. So once your relationship with food start getting toxic, start becoming something that you need to restrict yourself, and out of a place that's not self-love, then there's a huge problem there. And if you don't believe me, studies from Harvard Medical School show that extreme dieting can actually slow down your metabolism over time. So now I think that sounds counterproductive, don't you? Because you started this diet because you wanted to lose weight faster and you wanted to be thin and you wanted to look like a cardboard. But now your metabolism is slowed down and you're not going to lose the weight that you want to look. You're not going to look the way you want to look, and even if you do look the way you want to look, it's going to come with like a gazillion health issues. That's why most people who crash diets end up gaining the weight back, and let's not even talk about the crazy health issues that come with it. So if you want long-term results, then stop chasing temporary results and actually start building long-term habits. Because for example, I lost my weight through intermittent fasting, which I'm going to do a full video on coming soon, and I didn't go through like the toxic 23-hour fasting and like eat for like 1 hour or something crazy. I lost weight through walking, through fasting. I started with the 20 hours fasting, 4 hours eating window, then I moved down to the 18, then I moved down to the 16, I moved to the 19, then to the 18. So now it's something I can sustain. It's something I still do because it wasn't toxic. It's not part of me. It's not part of my habits, like eating in a specific window. I still do. I do 17-7 now. On most days, not every day. So it's something I can sustain because it's not toxic, it's not crazy, like it actually is sustainable. And that's what building long-term habits mean, to keep up with your results and also to lead a healthy lifestyle. Because for example, intermittent fasting is known to have a crazy amount of benefits, and that's one of the reasons why it's absolutely worth it. So let's go to chapter 4. Let's talk about simple rules for healthy eating. So no, you're not going to diet. No, this is not about restriction. It's just about simple rules that you could adhere to help you eat better and to eat more healthily. Okay, so number 1 is eat more protein, especially if you want muscle definition, like if you go to the gym. That would definitely help. But even if you don't go to the gym, you definitely need to eat more protein. You could example of protein sources are like eggs. Eggs though are great because they're a great source of protein, and they also are affordable. That's why they're a great choice. Chicken, fish, examples like that are great sources of protein. So that's the number 1 rule for a healthier diet. Number 2 is to eat more fruits and veggies, and I'm going to say something which is a bit controversial, but isn't so controversial, but just my opinion. When it comes to fruits and vegetables, I suggest you go for the ones that you like the ones that you enjoy, so it doesn't feel like a chore when you are eating them. So now I'm not saying that you couldn't try others out, or like you couldn't eat something just cause you don't like them. It's okay to do that, but I'm just saying, like, especially in the beginning days when you haven't really done it before and it's new to you, you could start with stuff that you enjoy, fruits you enjoy, to like ease you into it. Okay, so number 3 is something that I myself am still working on, and that's to reduce your soda. So now I'm not saying to cut it out completely, like especially in the beginning it's not easy, trust me, but you can reduce the amount, because I remember during my weight loss journey I didn't take soda again. I simply started taking the small capsule packs, and that worked for me for my own weight loss journey. So you could do that too, because they slow down your metabolism, and that's the last thing you need. So my third, also equally kind of controversial tip, is that carbs are your friends. I don't think carbs are your enemies, but try to go for clean carbs, like the good ones, like potatoes and stuff like that. I personally still eat rice. I like rice. I think rice is great. So like clean carbs, just eat more of that. Like, don't cut carbs off. Like, I don't know why they say that, but don't cut carbs out. Carbs are good for you. Okay, my 5th tip is to limit fried food. Try to eat more grilled and boiled ones instead. I also did this when I was trying to lose weight. I barely ate any fried food. I mostly went for boiled. So as much as possible, try to do that. Try to go for grilled, try to go for boiled, try to go for roasted or something that's healthier, because oil is not great for your body, trust me. So as much as possible, try to limit fried food. Not cut it off completely, because I still eat it from time to time, but like, try to limit it. Okay, so my 6th tip is that portion control matters, because sometimes it's not really about what you eat, it's actually about like how you eat it. So for example, if you don't have like crazy fitness goals, like you're not trying to win some muscle building contest, and you're just a regular human being trying to live your regular life, sometimes it's not, you don't really need to cut off so many things. You just need to focus on eating less of certain things. So I'm not saying you should be counting your food. I personally don't believe in that. You can control your portions, have like a portion scoop that tells you, okay, once I've eaten 3 portions of this, like, okay, I haven't overeaten, like I'm cool on that. Like, that's what I did when I was trying to lose weight too, and I ate most of what I wanted, since I don't have like crazy body goals or something like that. I was just trying to lose weight and be healthier, so I did that. So portion control sometimes is about less of what you eat, not really about what you're eating. So the next tip is that fasting can help, but do it wisely. I personally use fasting to lose weight, but I don't suggest extreme fasting. Don't do extreme fasting, because you're going to gain your weight twice as much as you lost it, if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, and if you're doing it in an extreme way. Okay, so the last and most important tip of all is to love yourself and enjoy your food, because we were made to eat. So imagine missing out on the joy of that. Like, don't do that to yourself. At the end of the day, food is meant to nourish you, is meant to energize you. So you don't need to restrict yourself. You don't need to cut out the foods that you enjoy completely. You just need to find out what works for you, what energizes you, what makes you feel good. Make sure you enjoy life. You eat what you want, but just don't eat too much. Try more mindful eating. Don't obsess over food. So yeah, comment what you thought about this video. Like, subscribe, share to your friends, turn on post notification so that you don't miss any of my videos, and watch my latest recommended videos on the screen. If you liked this one, so you can watch more, you can check out the productivity and fitness playlist, because there's more videos on there where I talk about related videos about productivity and fitness. You can follow me on all my social media channels: LinkedIn, X, TikTok, and Instagram at ShionCare or Blossom Fawali. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.